Hi guys, and welcome to Lady Boss HR. Hope you've had a fantastic week. So I want to talk to you today about an article I read at the beginning of the week that quite literally made me nearly fall off my chair. And it's a claimant that actually has made over 40 vexatious claims to employment tribunal system. And guess what? He didn't ever work for any of the organisations he submitted a claim for. So let's give you a little bit more information about this. I have actually pulled together a blog for this, so please do follow my link on social media and by all means read more information. But I just thought I'd give you the highlights today. So this guy, Mr. Tahiri, has been banned now from using the Employment Tribunal service. However, he's made over 40 vexatious claims. The majority of the 43 claims were brought between 2012 and 2020, were struck out, withdrawn, or claims settled out of court. And in 2018 alone, Mr. Tahiri attempted to secure at least £485,000 of compensation from 17 different employers. So what did he do? Well, the scary thing about this was he didn't actually work for any of them. And he used to, on average, if you think about that in 2018, he was submitting a claim on a monthly basis. And the claims that he would have is he would apply for a job, he'd be potentially interviewed, shortlisted, maybe not interviewed, maybe not shortlisted. And he'd submit his claim on the basis of either age, race, or disability discrimination. So you may recall before in previous YouTube videos that I've done that you have to be careful around protected characteristics. You have to ensure that, well, you shouldn't have any bias when you're in a recruitment process, but you have to make sure that you do have robust systems in place because people can submit a claim. What's absolutely shocking about this is it's taken this long for him to be banned. So it just demonstrates to you at the moment that unfortunately there's not the resource there within the tribunal system, and there is probably quite a lot of need for reform, and that is, my opinion around the system. That's something that we can't, it's beyond us to be able to fix. So what we need to consider right now is what we can do as business owners, as employers, to protect ourselves better than potentially we are right now. So one of the things that I would absolutely urge you to do, and it's one thing that I urge all my clients to do, so clients of mine that are within the UK can access our legal expenses cover. So what that means for them is as long as they follow our advice, they will be covered by our insurance. Also, potentially, if they don't follow our advice, they are still covered by our insurance. They just have to pay a bit of an excess, which commercially may be the right thing for them to do. So, obviously, people that are listening to this, you may not be my client. It doesn't matter if you're not my client and you've got insurance elsewhere, or you've got HR elsewhere, or you've got HR in-house. Check to see if you've got legal expenses cover, and check to ensure that it's actually good and you follow it correctly as well, because you have to ensure, if it's something from a third party, that you must make sure that you do check in with your insurer regularly. If you don't have something like us, which is an outsourced insurance-backed service, then you will have to check in with those insurers when you make decisions. In this instance, as I mentioned before, this person never actually was ever employed by any of these organisations. So what that demonstrates there is the weakness within the recruitment process. Now, that's not to say in these cases that there was a weakness within their process, because as we can see, 43 claims were struck out or not one was successful. But I would say dot your I's and cross your T's in your recruitment process. So make sure you've got good housekeeping in place. It's very, very important that your process is robust. So make sure that you track your application forms and you've got a clear audit trail of the decisions that you make within that process. Why you shortlisted some people, why you offered the job, why you rejected people within the process. Make sure you have got that in place and make sure it's fair and consistent. And as I've always said to you, open and transparent. And if you need more advice on that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You know all of my details by now. I'm more than happy to give you some free advice just to help you to ensure that you don't become one of these statistics one day. The other thing to mention here is recruitment. As you grow as a business, it tends to be the area that you delegate out to other team members. I think at the beginning of my business, I was involved in every recruitment process. I can't be involved in all of that anymore. And also I wouldn't want to be, because I trust my managers within my business to be able to, I trust their judgment and I trust that they're going to follow the correct process. But what you need to ensure, because ultimately, if you end up in employment tribunal, it is you as the employer who will be responsible for the reputational damage it may leave you and also the financial strain it may put on your business. It doesn't matter if your manager has done something wrong. If you can't demonstrate that you have put the right training in place for them, then you have fell at that first hurdle. So I would strongly urge that you do ensure that your managers are trained within your recruitment process and they know, it's something that I may do actually as a topic, which is quite useful, would be around unconscious bias. We all do have unconscious biases. It's very important to ensure that people are educated and trained within diversity and inclusion. So again, I would strongly urge that you do look. There's loads of training out there. We do training. There's loads of other training providers out there that will offer you with recruitment training and diversity and inclusion training. It's absolutely key for your managers. So it was just a quick one today. I just wanted to raise your awareness because I saw it and thought, oh gosh, I'm going to have to speak about this today to obviously everybody that does listen and tune in. It is dangerous. It is happening. There are lots of vexatious claims out there. Don't be one of those statistics. Keep yourself safe. Ensure that you don't end up in that employment tribunal through not having those good housekeeping processes in place. So if you need to talk about it anymore, please do reach out and have a chat. Here are my details. I'd love you to follow me on my other social media channels, and I have also released a blog on this with just some further information. Have a fantastic weekend and I will see you next week.